Hey guys,
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Find us on the
Woo-hoo.
Geek Nerdery Podcast Network. I know their challenged one. We're in the reunion, so their season will be ending, but they're gonna do an old season. They might do Duel 2, which is like one of my favorite seasons of the challenge.
I didn't watch the old one the last few times, but
That island.
there's that Google Drive with the old seasons on it. So if you're a challenge fan,
Join their
Facebook group, and they have a Google Drive with like all of their old episodes.
But then you should also join our Facebook
group, and
it's kind of lit.
Follow us on Instagram. We got it all.
Instagram. And please rate, subscribe, and review. We have had 0 reviews in a long time. But it might be because we complain, which was like one of your reviews, which fine.
Sorry, not sorry.
We literally complain about a show that is about complainers. So I don't even know. But you can leave us a 5-star review and say whatever the fuck you want on it. And don't even care.
Yeah.
As long as it's 5 stars.
Be brave to leave the review and just know we probably will complain about it, but we appreciate it anyways. We will thank you ahead of time and then complain afterwards.
We did get a new rating. I don't know what it was, but we went from 35 ratings to 34 to 35. So maybe I'll make my goal by the end of season 1 to have an even 40.
Okay, I was about to say I think that means we need a goal, but I think 40 is a great goal.
40 is good because we're in the off season, and people are listening to less podcasts because Corona, I think. So it's fine. But
we get it.
Just you're listening to this podcast, scroll down on your Apple, you see the stars, just press 5. It'll say submitted. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, if you don't want to leave a rating for us to complain about, you can just
review.
Do the stars.
Whatever. Yeah, do the stars.
But instead of doing a review, do a rate.
Yeah. Also make those 5 stars though.
I think I'm a little drunk.
Meredith's been drinking the white wine.
Listen, when you move out, whenever I lived alone, my goal used to never to be drink alone, and now it's
thank God.
Now is my goal to drink alone.
I am not drinking, but I've drank all day. I had 2 birthday parties, so I'm exhausted.
I bet.
2 birthdays.
Your social distance social life is doing great.
Just today, of course. It had to be both on the same day. But yesterday I sat by myself in my room and just watched TV. But today
I literally sat in front of the AC unit. My friend was like, "Oh yeah, there's a heat wave coming," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no. It's hot today.
Oh yeah,
Meredith, it can cure hotness though.
A nice cocktail.
I was gonna say joining our Patreon, but a nice cocktail can too. We should have written a script better. Yeah.
I was like, I can go get another drink.
But join our Patreon. It's patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Vanderpump, but instead of pump, it's pasta. And we have a lot of great content on there. Honestly, I think the pre-show we just did was one of our best.
Oh, listen, I love Vanderpump. I'm about to go back and talk about the movies we just discussed.
Yeah, movie reviews, super fun.
Ties into Alicia's news of the week, so
yeah, and we will tell you about our Patreon right now because there's a lot of fun stuff that comes with it. So for $1 a month, you get access to all of our pre-shows, which is so you get to know us a little bit better. You get to hear some fun news. Yeah, we're kind of funny.
Not Vanderpump Rules, so it's no spoilers. Yeah. It's just Alicia's news program of the week.
Yes, thank you so much. But yeah, so if you don't want spoilers, definitely $1 a month. We will not be offended if you only send $1. We totally understand because we're dollar people ourselves.
Oh yeah.
The dollar menu at McDonald's is literally life.
Stop! Don't talk about McDonald's. Now I want some French fries.
Are you hungry? I had McDonald's for the first time. Dinner. I had McDonald's for the first time since college today.
Shut up. What?
First time. I haven't had McDonald's since college.
My sister, while moving into her house, has been bribing her children with some smoothies from McDonald's, so she would bring me home a soda and some French fries.
Oh my God. So fun. Yeah, I just haven't had it. And honestly, I feel sick. So.
My God, you need to like get back with that fast food life.
Well, I don't know, whatever. But if you're willing, if you want to,
tell me what more money gets us.
Well, for $2 a month, you'll get access to all the pre-shows and all the post-shows. And our post-shows are more Vanderpump Rule spoilers. So we go through on the episode all like the spoiler thoughts we had, because we're doing these episodes spoiler-free. And any like new news we know about upcoming seasons of Vanderpump, the cast, what they're doing in quarantine, anything we find like notable. And also we will say your name on the podcast. So right now we're going to say our shining star and favorite patron, Jackie.
Woo, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Woo, woo,
Thank you so much. But Jackie is actually a $5 a month patron.
What does that get us?
Well, on top of that, Jackie gets to ask us questions for our after show, because those also might contain spoilers, and those questions can be anything she wants. And she had a great question for our last one that we had. 10 out of 10, Jackie. It was such a fun question.
We appreciate you.
And also, she gets to be our patron of the week. And so that's
at this rate, the month. Jackie. She gets the whole freaking month.
Jackie gets the whole freaking month.
She gets the whole month of July.
Yeah. And Jackie, we love you. Thank you so much for everything. But yeah, that's what you can get. And honestly, I think our pre-shows and post-shows are literally so much fun.
I think that's my time to shine.
It truly is. Well, because we just like flow about nothing. Like this, we kind of have a little
Alicia
schedule.
And I used to connect and catch up for like 20-30 minutes before we started recording, and now it's just recorded. So hang out with us for 15
and then we would
today's was long.
Yeah. And we would like stop recording and then chat about the episode and then anything else we forgot, which is just what we do now, and it's just recorded.
I do all one long recording and I just chop it up.
I mean, it works out fine. We love it. But Meredith, I'm so excited to talk about this episode.
Listen, all I'm going to say is chunky sweater. All I have to say.
This is one of my favorite episodes out of the whole series, I think.
I literally used the word chunky sweater plenty of times in my notes.
I wrote it in here. I was like, chunky sweater? Someone wants in a chunky sweater?
You're in the desert and you're wearing a chunky sweater.
Look, I've never been to Las Vegas. I was planning on going in September for my sister's 21st birthday. That's probably not going to happen. Happy birthday, Elizabeth, almost.
We're really far away from it, but we apologize for the canceled trip.
Yes. So we were going to go to Vegas. And I'm no expert, but coming from Chicago, I just imagine that Vegas is never cold enough for a chunky sweater.
No.
I don't think I'd ever pack a chunky sweater for Vegas. Maybe like a nice cardigan.
Yeah.
And you can take it off.
To be honest, he didn't have a shirt underneath it, so I guess that helps. But
he was probably sweating even more. Like
he was probably sweating from the drama of his life.
And Jax looks like a sweater. A sweater and a sweater.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I thought you meant he looks like a sweater that you wear. And I was like,
no, he looks like he sweats a lot, like a sweater.
Listen.
That doesn't help me pronunciating
I'm sweating just thinking about being in a chunky sweater right now.
For my friend's birthday today, she got a present of a giant, like one of those blankets that also can be worn as a sweatshirt. And she was like, we were sitting outside and she's like, thank you so much. I can never imagine myself wearing this though, because it is so hot right now. And I was like, Jackson, his chunky sweater. This is equal to that. Because all the girls were in, we'll get there, but all the girls were in little dresses.
Yes.
Also, I don't understand.
That's what told me it wasn't like November, December. I forget when Stassi's birthday is.
The summer, obviously, because they're like filming, right?
Yeah, but who knows when they filmed. Let me Google it.
I was going to say, who
knows when they filmed season 1? Now they're on such a cycle. Are you Googling it?
Yeah. Birthday. June 24th, 1988.
She's June 24th. I'm June 25th.
Oh my God. You guys are fucking twins.
I feel like I actually knew that.
your absolute surprise face, and now you're like, wait a minute, never mind.
No, it like does remind me. I every year, the day before my birthday, I'm like, oh my God. Like
Stassi
and I share we're 1 minute apart.
Oh, cuties. Well, happy late birthday, Stassi. Sorry I didn't buy you a cameo. Like I did
She's
Meredith.
not on it. Oh, I thought you were saying buy one from her.
But if you want to see a cameo, you should join our Facebook group. I bought Meredith one of James because
I'll post that
James.
to our Patreon.
Oh, that'd be really fun. Yeah, Jackie can see it.
And all our newcomers who are about to join just to see our cameo that Alicia bought me.
Join Jackie, our lone patron. I'm gonna make my mom sign up. Whatever. So
she won't spend that money on us.
She's already like, I gave birth to you. I don't need this.
That's all right. These are for the true fans. But tell me what happened last time, Alicia, on Vanderpump Rules.
Okay, well, Stassi dumped Jax. Frank gave Jax the bright side of the breakup, that he could like go to San Diego and travel and stuff. Stassi is feeling torn between Jax and Frank. Jax tries to fight for Stassi, but then Frank comes out with the big bomb that Jax got a girl pregnant 2 months ago in Vegas. But it might not be true because Jax denies cheating.
Jax denies, and Frank's saying it's true.
I don't know who we believe. They're both kind of trash, I feel like.
I really don't trust either of these people.
This is kind of a good question for the Patreon that I might post. Who do you believe, Jax or Frank? Because I don't
Maybe who's worth believing?
Neither.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stassi can do better. But let's start. So we open up at Stassi and Jack's apartment, and we're packing because it's Stassi's 24th birthday, and she's going to Vegas because she. Oh my God!
I just realized that was her golden birthday.
Oh my God! So this was a really memorable golden birthday she had.
Very. Yikes. But Stassi and Kristen are cheersing with champagne. You know, Stassi's finishing packing. Mm-hmm. And Stassi talks about how, it's tough to get off work for her birthday. It's a big deal. So she obviously has to tell her inner circle first so they can get their shifts covered. And then she kind of tells the people she doesn't want to be there because then obviously they have to work.
The B-list friends can't get off.
I love that strategy. It makes sense to tell your close friends first, but like her being like, well, then the people I don't want to come can't really get off work.
If I was rewatching this and I was like Jen and Jeremy, I'd be so fucking offended.
That's true because, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the episode, I guess, but like they came to her rescue.
Yeah. But like also like after this season airs, if I'm Jen, I'm going to be like, what the fuck, Stassi? I'm literally so nice to you. You can't hang out with me anymore.
But that's like Stassi's MO, so I guess that makes sense.
You know what you're getting into. So then, so Stassi's suspended from work.
Yeah.
Because she just
she keeps no need to ask off work.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
She keeps canceling. And Kristen is broke because Sandoval needs to pay her back. Even though they live together, I'm sure eventually if they help each other out. Do they?
Yeah, I would be like, I'm not paying rent this month.
Yeah, just fucking pay me back. But so Stassi has made it incredibly clear that Jax Taylor is not allowed at her fucking birthday party. He's not.
This makes sense to me. I wouldn't want him there.
We broke up. You're not allowed. But
no, not even we broke up. You cheated on me and got a girl pregnant in Vegas, and we're about to go back to Vegas.
Enjoy your time alone in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she needs a date because it's her birthday. So she's bringing Frank.
Obviously.
So she asked Kristen, please be nice to Frank because Frank makes her really happy. And Kristen is like, obviously I don't think you and Frank are going to work, but whatever. And Stassi's like, okay.
I love that, like, Kristen promises, like, okay, I promise not to be a bitch. Like, I'll just do the bare minimum.
You're so rude. It's her birthday. Like, okay, there's a lot of things I don't agree with Stassi about, but it's legitimately her birthday. Why don't you just, like, okay, for one fucking weekend, I'll, like, put my problems aside.
Yeah, I'm a person who isn't psycho about my birthday, as I would say Stassi kind of is. I feel like there's two groups. There's people who are like, if we do something fun, great. You know, I'd love to hang out with my friends and just enjoy the day. And then there's those people that are like, it's my fucking birthday. But at the bare minimum, even I, who doesn't really enjoy my birthday, hate when people, like, ruin your birthday. Like,
yeah. This is like when you put together your, like, childhood friends and your college friends, and, like, one of them's being a bitch to the other, and you're like, what? It's just on my birthday. Behave
just
yourself.
shut the fuck up. Yeah. I had kind of, like, not this level of shittiness, but, like, a friend be super shitty on my birthday this year, and I was like, okay, let's not hang out for a while.
This is how you lose friends. This is awful. Like, the bare minimum on my birthday is to just be nice to me and the people I want to be around.
Not be a shitty person. Oh, like that.
Be a shitty person tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, honestly. So, now we're going to the Frosted Cakery, and it's also Shay's birthday, Sheena's boyfriend.
Oh my God, I love it.
So him and Stassi must be, like, really close.
His must be the 25th, or his must be, like, the 23rd or something, because Stassi's was on Sunday.
Michael Shay.
Stassi's was on Sunday that year.
Birthday?
Because the new crew was able to be there, and then Saturday, 23rd.
He is, the 22nd.
Oh, then it must have been Friday night.
Yes.
Because Stassi's birthday was on Sunday that year.
Oh, look at you.
Well, because the
they mention it. Oh,
no, the like newbies, Jen and Jeremy were there, could only be there on Sunday, and that's when her birthday
Jen
was.
and Jeremy and all their friends.
And the whole new crew.
Okay, so it's Shay's birthday, the 22nd. Sheena got him a cupcake, but she'll sing to him later.
And, like, he already got her that morning.
Sheena cracks
me love
up
when people, like, wink about, like, sex. I'm like, just say it.
The way Sheena said it, too, she's like, you had me this morning.
Her voice during that segment, I was like, oh, we're really new into this series. You could tell they're kind of trying hard every time they film. They're not comfortable yet.
Make a wish. Seal it with a kiss.
What do you want? You had me this morning.
It's literally so
with the long earrings. I was like, stop, please. So then, I feel uncomfortable.
I literally wrote, Shay wants Sheena for his birthday, but he had her this. That's
it's like when people talk about, like, eating carbs. Oh, sorry, I can't. I had some this morning.
I had some this. That's how I'm going to say it now. Be like, I can't have that. I had it this morning. I love Sheena. I feel bad. I'm, like, roasting her.
No, listen. She's come around, but, like, early seasons Sheena are
so funny. Okay.
A lot.
So now we're going to gossip because Sheena and Shay got no drama. That we're going to gossip.
And Sheena doesn't have an ally at work. She's got to bitch about this stuff to her partner.
And Shay seems really, like, he accepts it and he listens and he agrees with Sheena, which is what a good boyfriend should do.
You know, maybe he's just nodding and saying, mm-hmm.
He's eating his cupcake. I'm dreaming about Sheena. So Sheena's like, listen, there's all this Sir drama because Stassi's dating Frank and she's done with Jax. And Shay's like, that's super fucked up. And Sheena's like, yeah, Stassi fucking judges because she slept with a married man, but, like, she's just going to go hook up with the other bartender at work that your initial boyfriend was friends with?
Yeah, like, why are you judging me for hooking up with a married man and then you're going to drop this shit? You're not a good person either.
I get it. Sheena's like, just step one. I think it's annoying when people judge you for, like, something they weren't around for. Like, they don't know you. Two, hell yeah, it's kind of a shitty situation. When Sheena or Stassi's like, no one can judge me, and Sheena's like, how the fuck can everyone judge me?
Why am I judged for something that happened 3 years ago, but you're not judged for what's happening right now?
Yeah, I agree. And then, yeah, I think that's like the whole convo. I mean, we cheers to many more birthdays to come.
Oh yeah, and like if you want kids, you're gonna have to put a little something on this finger.
I ain't getting any younger. Oh
Oh
my God.
Lordy.
Sheena really, I think they're very secure in their relationship. If Sheena
Oh,
can just drop like, give me some kids, like right there at his birthday cupcake celebration.
I agree. I mean, they were obviously dating since episode 1, so I'm not sure how long they were dating prior, but they have clearly had some talks about marriage because this would be weird if not. This is how you ruin somebody's birthday, if not.
I mean, I think their kids would look really cute. Well,
I
she doesn't
agree.
shave. Well, she doesn't shave.
And I would hope that they're mellow like he is.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sheena would be a helicopter mom.
Oh,
But I think she'd be a cool
stage
mom. She'd be a really cool mom, though.
She'd be like a toddlers and tiaras. Like,
yeah,
my girl's doing pageants.
Smile.
And
okay, so let's go to Sir. This is we have the B list.
R.I.P. This is where it comes full circle about the last people on the invite list.
So Jeremy and Jen are dating. I put in parentheses to remind everyone they are dating, and they're like, hey, Lisa, can we get the weekend off because it's Stassi's birthday?
No, they say because everybody's going to Vegas. And Lisa's like, exactly, everybody's going to Vegas, so what makes you think you're going to be off?
But then they're like, okay, what if because she goes, no way you're missing Saturday night. So Jen and Jeremy are like, okay,
loophole.
They'll work all night on Saturday and then leave after their shift at like 3 a.m, which is technically Sunday morning, drive to Vegas to be there for Stassi's birthday. And Lisa's like, yeah, okay, you could do that then.
That, in my mind, like, wow, dedication. If it was a birthday event in LA, I guess 3 a.m, you wouldn't be able to make it too, but like to drive somewhere for one day sounds horrific.
That's dedication. Stassi should really reconsider these people as her second tier friends.
Yeah, seriously. I literally just looked it up. Oh, wait. California. Oh, wait. Oh, I did California to LA or to Las Vegas. Las Vegas to LA is, let's see how many hours. 4 hours and 10 minutes. They got there at like 7 a.m.
Do you think they napped at all?
Because
they worked all day Saturday. Yeah. They worked all day Saturday, all Saturday night. They leave. So they're up for like a good 48 hours, right?
That's a nightmare. They had to like get a hotel room and probably sleep when they got there. But then most check-ins are until like 10, 11. Anyways, we'll get there.
You're just like, I'm over it.
I'm like, I don't like this person enough to ever even
I don't think I would do this for anyone. I think I would just be like, when you get back, we'll celebrate your birthday. I'll take 100%. You out.
We'll go to happy hour.
So now we're going to Katie's apartment, and Stassi's coming over for some beers.
I love this. I love that she hands her a beer as soon as she walks in. That's the kind of friend I want.
Yeah, like Katie was ready. So Tom and Kristen have been texting Stassi saying they don't believe Frank, and Katie says that she doesn't know Frank well enough to know if she can trust him, which I think is the right thing to say in this situation.
I agree, but she also says she has a bad feeling, which makes sense to me. I think it goes hand in hand with not knowing him, that it's like, well, we've been friends with Jax for X amount of years. Like, I have to put the trust in the person I've known the longest. And if he says he didn't do it, then he didn't do it.
Yes. But, okay, so this is where I'm like, Katie's such a weirdo. She's kind of a hippie. She's like, you know how intuitive I am, and there's just not something completely accurate. And I want to be like, how can you read this situation? You don't know if Frank's telling the truth. You don't know if Jax is telling the truth. Like, how would you just be like, there's not something that's accurate in this situation? And I'm like, you should get to know Frank more.
I feel like in this situation is where you say, like, I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to support you, but I don't know what to believe yet.
Yeah. So then Stassi is just like, can you guys believe me? Just like, you don't have to believe anyone but me, which I think's the point. I think, again, this is the point. Just believe your friend.
Because I think in private you could probably like not believe it, but to your friend, it's like support. She needs support.
Yeah. Just
Same
like
with
believe
when the breakup happened.
Her endeavors.
Yeah.
Like her decision.
It's not about the situation or what the truth is. It's about supporting Stassi and like her emotions.
Yeah. But then Katie says, Frank just wants to get in your pants. And Stassi goes, so a lot of people do.
People do. I love that.
And I'm like, fuck.
Dude, I like that. I love like cocky Stassi like that where It's like, well, duh, I'm hot.
So yeah, Stassi is just like, whatever. So it's my birthday and we're all just going to be like separate and fucking not hang out. And Katie's like, well, I just don't understand how you have a new boyfriend. And then
it was quick.
It was. It definitely was. And I don't necessarily think like Stassi likes Frank all that much. I think it's more of like, he's a
proving
rebound.
A point.
Just let her rebound really quick.
I don't think Stassi and Frank would have legitimately gotten together. I think she would have flirted with him if the rumor hadn't come out. But I think because the rumor came out, she's like, I'm done with him. I need to move on.
And I think it's her birthday, and she's not going to be the only single one at her birthday.
Well, I think they just Peter, would have. I think they just would have like done a casual date, like they casually would have been seeing each other. But it seems like this got so serious because Stassi's trying to prove a point. Like, I've moved on. I'm done.
Yeah. But then Katie refuses to drive with Frank, and she says she's not going to tell Stassi that Jax is a piece of shit. She's not going to do it.
She's not going to blow smoke up her ass, which I appreciate, like, Katie and Kristen wanting to be honest. I do appreciate that a little bit because you can't just always tell your friends what they want to hear. My family, like my sister, I think has a problem with her friends telling her exactly what she wants to hear. So then my sister like gets in her head that no matter what, she thinks it's right. Mm-hmm. That I understand being honest with Stassi about what you think. Like, I'm not sure what to believe. You know, we've known Jax longer. He's never lied to me, you know, like saying things like that. But like, I want to support you. And if this hurts you, like I back you up. Like you can kind of do both, like not lie to her.
Yeah.
While trying to support her.
Yeah. I think there should just be more support for Stassi. I really don't think there is any. I think there's just support for Jax.
Yeah. But I think they're coming to his defense more rather than
and I think
I don't think they think they're supporting him. I think they're defending the person they thought they knew.
I think if they really, because you know how they keep saying like, we just want the truth. I think the truth lies with Stassi because I think if this is a false rumor, Stassi will deal with it. And I think if it's a real rumor, Stassi will deal with it. But either way, like the truth is Stassi believes it. That is her truth.
At least, like for sure. Like you just need to.
Yeah.
And Stassi's the one who's crushed.
If they were really after the truth, they would like not side with Frank or Jax. They would just, right?
I feel like they'd sit down and talk with Frank more to understand his point of view.
Yes. Okay, well, let's go to some fun stuff. We are driving down to Vegas. We're getting there. Stassi and Frank are in one car. Kristen and Katie are in another car. And Tom and Peter are in the third car. This is all we know so far.
Yep. And I love it because Stassi says that her and Frank basically had to drive in a separate car because the girls wouldn't let him in. Mm-hmm. The boys wouldn't let him in. So she wasn't going to make him drive alone. Of course she's going to be with her like new beau.
I love that she had to tell Frank he's driving.
How awkward, though.
Hey, Frank, you're going to have to drive.
Because when you see Katie and Kristen driving, it looks more idiotic that there's three cars because their entire, like, nobody else is in there.
Yeah, no, this is so
But now knowing it's 4 hours, I feel like I kind of would have done the same.
But, like, again, I feel like if it's Stassi's birthday and I'm Katie and Kristen, and if I'm really trying to be a good friend, I would allow Frank and Stassi in my car and we just wouldn't talk about the situation. I'd be like, we're just not going to talk about it.
Like, I feel like it always comes up, though. They, like, kind of force the conversation out of it.
I know. Well, okay, Stassi's not happy with her friend. So there's already, like, beef. Like, this has caused beef on her birthday. Kristen and Katie think they're actually being friends to Stassi because Stassi's picking her boyfriend of 5 minutes over her friends. And I'm like, no, I think she's picking herself over Jax.
I agree. I think they're focusing on the Stassi-Frank relationship rather than focusing on the Jax and Stassi.
Yeah. So then Jax, I guess, like trained Frank at SUR, which is like makes it an even like bigger betrayal that Frank repays Jax by dating Stassi. And Stassi is basically saying that she didn't pick Jax or Frank. Wait, what is saying? Oh, yeah, okay. Stassi is basically like, stop picking like either Jax or Frank. Pick me. Pick me as your friend, which is what we're saying. But Katie and Kristen are team truth. Which, again, like, just sounds
They said, no, the way it happened, they were like, we're team friend. We're friends. And then it's like, but we're also, no, it's truth. And then it's like, we're being loyal. And it's like, okay, well, all those don't really work the same way.
Yeah.
Because either you're backing your friend up, you're trying to search for the truth, or you're being loyal to Jax, in my opinion. Like, you can't do all three of those.
Straight up 100%. But then we get sight that Jax is in the car with the boys.
Boom! I loved it.
Surprise!
Oh, yeah. Jax is pulling another, what was that club called? Supper Club? Another Supper Club moment.
Club. He's coming.
He's coming. He's trying to win her back. He's going to show up to Vegas and tell her how he feels, which, Alicia, how did you think that was going to work itself out?
The Jax coming thing?
Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to win her back and tell her how I feel.
This is not, I don't know who gave him the advice of like, yeah, dude, this is the perfect, there's a time and a place for everything, and this is not the time or the place. Listen up. If Stassi's birthday was even, if she just hung out in Los Angeles for her birthday is not the time to be like, hey, because she like wants to have a good birthday, and this like clearly isn't it.
Yeah. I also think, if the rumor wasn't a thing, this would be perfect. This would be a great idea. Go there, win her back, even if she's with Frank, like if you're still trying to woo her, like show her you care about her birthday, but like she hates your guts and she's going to take this as you ruining her birthday and she's going to hate you more. Like this is not going to go the way you want it to.
She made it painfully obvious, I'm sure, that Jax was uninvited.
Oh,
like her birthday wish is for you to not be there. And all you're going to do is be there.
Ruining her birthday is not going to help.
But the boys are totally on Jax's side, because anyone who would alienate their friends for vagina, that's fucked up.
This is dumb, because I don't even think Frank was actually like that good of
friends with these dudes.
There's like work friends, kind of like light social friends, and then there's like your real friends. Yeah, it's not if Tom Schwartz hooked up with Stassi, that's where I'd be like, okay, yeah, you're alienating your friend group, but like Frank's a work friend. He's 100%. Shooting a shot right now. I don't really find that weird.
Can't fault a dude for shooting.
No.
So let's go to SUR. We got some. It's hectic because we have Tina, Sheena, and Laura Lee, and they're the only 3 servers working tonight.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Which is a fucking lie, because later we see Jen clearly working at SUR.
But is she a waitress, or is she like a hostess?
I think she's a waitress. She's wearing that ugly dress.
I guess. I don't really know.
I don't know. Whatever. But as of right now, the drama is we only have 3 servers. And it's Shay's birthday. So Sheena's like super pissed that she has to work, but she needs to pay the bill. So it's like fucking fine. So we get introduced to Laura Lee. Sheena doesn't know her very well, but her voice fucking sucks.
So annoying.
But she's a sweet girl, I guess.
She seems nice, I'm sure. She just seems like...
Hey, Sheena.
No, that's not even... We're not
I can't even do it. It's like 5 octaves.
It's like this.
It's so bad.
Was I close? No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's like, it's not as like nasally as we're making it, but it is nasally.
It's like that high pitched, but we can only do it nasally.
Yeah. So Sheena's nervous to do a busy Saturday as a new girl and with only like 3 servers. Lisa comes in, she's putting on the pressure. There's spots on the glasses. Everyone's standing around. We can't.
I was stressed out
for a second.
Yeah.
where are you? She like smacks Sheen on the butt. She's like, let's go. Come on. And I was like, this is so fun.
And Lisa admits like it's going to be a mess because she let too many people off.
I know this is her mistake, but either they'd be leaving her restaurant to fail, or they'd be miserable working there, and she'd rather them be miserable somewhere else, which they are.
Yeah.
So we're in Vegas for Stassi's birthday. We're staying at the Hard Rock Hotel. The reservation's under Nastasia.
Love it. This is the first time we find out her full name.
Even though she wears an S necklace for Stassi, and her name is
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
She must have always gone by Stassi.
Yeah.
But like totally legally. Did. Yeah.
It's Nastasia. So the awkwardness when checking in is like unbearable. So it's Stassi and Frank, and then like Katie and Kristen are like right next to them. And Stassi gets her room, and her and Frank are staying in the same room, and Katie and Kristen like
not happy about. Which okay, that's dumb. Like obviously they're gonna stay in the same room.
Obviously they're gonna fuck in Vegas. Like this was so dumb. But then Katie and Kristen can't find the reservation. The room's not coming up. They're trying their names. They're trying their boyfriend's names. Like nothing's really working.
Well, no. First Katie tries her name and it's a no. And then Kristen tries her name. And then they talk about who else is coming. And the guy starts reading out names. And it's under Tom Sandoval.
Well, first, like nothing's coming up. And Stassi's very nice. She's like, do you guys just want to come up to my room? And like you can get ready there while we figure this out. And Kristen goes, not really. And
they quickly deny that. I was like, because this is the thing where you have to remember, like, it's not your, like, this trip isn't about you. Like, this is where you say yes and you, like, just suck it up and you do it.
Yeah. Or you're like, we'll just keep, like, trying names. And then if not, like, we'll come up.
Or like, you don't have to the boys texted me. They're almost here. So it's fine. You know, like.
Yeah. Like, you straight up don't have to be like.
No. That's the last thing I'd like to do. Yeah.
So Katie gives us a nice little interview that the only way this weekend can work is if no one has any alcohol and everyone stays in the room and watches Friends, which like I'm not mad about, and neither is Katie. But
well, I guess you could still drink alcohol while watching Friends. Like you don't have to cut it out completely.
You just can't be together.
Yeah, let's just
and
not
like phones away so no one's texting each other.
If only the pandemic happened during this,
it would have been fine. Frame. So the boys come through. No one knows Jax is here, not even the girls. Like Tom Sandoval is hiding this from his girlfriend, Kristen. Oh man.
Schwartz is hiding it from Katie. Yep, nobody knows. And they are trying not to run into the girls when they walk in. Thank God the girls got into their room is all I was thinking.
Yeah, it was under Tom Sandoval. But then, okay, so they're checking in, right? And they're like kind of chatting with the hotel worker, like whatever, the guy checking
this
in.
This is great.
And Jax is like they're like, oh, have a great stay. And Jax is like, hopefully you don't see me coming out of here in handcuffs in a couple hours. And I was like, what a weird thing to say to the person that's working at the hotel.
Yeah, I would think that they would kick me out right then and there if I was like possibility I could get arrested. I'd be like, please leave the premise.
Yeah, right? So then we go to Stassi's room. You walk in, and there's a giant fucking bouquet of flowers. And so she's like, oh, my God.
Stassi's pumped. Yeah, like,
yeah, oh, my God, look at these flowers. And then she reads the card, and it says, even though this is the furthest I wanted for us, I want you to know I love you with every bit I have, and I want you to enjoy your day. Love you always, Jax.
What a creepy note.
And But Stassi's pissed. She's like, what a dick.
Because she probably either thought they were from Frank, her parents, her friend,
her friends could have been like, let's put the past behind us. Here's some flowers.
Yeah.
Right? So then Kristen and Katie just can't, oh my God, they just need to add fuel to like Stassi's fucking fire sometimes. So they come to the room and they see
they're so awkward. Because
yeah, right.
Stassi asked them like, what room are you at? And we're like, right over there.
Right there. Like
740.
Whatever they say.
Yeah.
And then they see Jax's flowers and they're like, oh my God, that is
These are gorgeous.
Sweet.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
I wish someone would send me flowers. I'm like, like Stassi too is like, are you fucking joking?
Like, here's the thing is that means that they probably knew he sent them, because it's not like they walked in and said, who sent these? They said, well, that's so pretty.
Well, if you caught it, Kristen was like, I thought that flowers would help a little bit. And I was like, no, it was something like that. It was something like, I didn't write it down.
Or like he asked them.
It was something
and
like
they
Kristen's
were like, yeah, great idea.
Yeah, it was something like Kristen's like, I thought it was a good idea. And I was like, you are so dumb.
You can easily say those look beautiful. Because it was a beautiful bouquet, like I get that. But they like love to cram it down Stassi's throat that like they think this is a major mistake.
If they just stopped, maybe Stassi would like get back together with Jax in like 2 weeks. Just like give her fucking time.
Yeah.
So then Katie tries to make like the tension go away, and she's like, Stassi. I feel like Katie's like really the mediator. She's like, Stassi, it's your birthday. We're not going to ruin it. Like, let's just like have a great birthday. And then Stassi immediately is like, yes. And she like hugs her friends and she's like, yay, can you be ready by 7? Like, I'm so excited.
I felt like this was going to smooth it over, because I think Stassi's willing to not hold on to it, because she just wants to have a good weekend. That if like you guys can stop being dicks, I can easily move on from this.
Yeah. So like, I'm really proud of Katie for finally just being like, I'm not going to be a dick for your birthday.
Yeah. Like I'll stop bringing it up.
But then we go to Peter and Jax's room. Cheers. We're going to drink a little. Oh my God, we're in Vegas. This is so fun. So Peter and Jax have a nice bro talk, and Peter asks if the story is true.
I love this. Well, he was like, I heard this rumor. Like, what's going on?
What's going on? Jax's response has never like made me more mad.
I loved the way he presented this, because it seems so Jax. It's so about him. Like, I'm being set up. You know, I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but did I get a girl pregnant 4 months ago?
Have I done drugs? Yes. Has Jax slept with a prostitute? Yeah. Yes. Is he a bad guy? Yes. He has absolutely nothing to hide. Did he get a girl pregnant in
Vegas? No time frame. Yes.
Yes. Did he?
But that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Did he get a girl pregnant in Vegas 4 months ago? No.
Peter's face when he first said he got a girl pregnant in Vegas, he was like, "Oh,
I'm rooming with the wrong dude."
He was like, "Shit, I actually thought you were telling the truth."
Yeah. So it was 3 years ago before he met Stassi. Peter has never heard the story, but working at SUR, like, that doesn't surprise him. And
then Peter asks, the best is Peter's like, so do you have like a kid running around? And he's like, no, I took care of it.
Yeah. Jax left work and took care of it. So Frank knows the story because Jax Frank knows the story.
It's like well known, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think it was. I really do think Frank was like in the car and Frank covered for Jax.
But Jax is like making it seem like, this story's well known. Like Frank clearly heard this story from 3 years ago and is like choosing to pick it up now.
Yeah. So Peter believes Jax. He thinks that Jax is telling the truth. He got the girl pregnant before he met Stassi. He took care of it. There is no kid. My thing is, if Frank heard about this 3 years ago, did Frank work at SUR 3 years ago? Whatever. It would have come up.
I don't think that's what Jax was saying. I think Jax is saying this incident for him happened 3 years ago. It's a well-known story that people know. He like got a girl pregnant, and
but it's not. Peter said he didn't know it.
I know, but
I don't think it's a well-known story.
But I know. I think this is just what Jax is saying, that like Frank clearly picked up on this story that's from a while ago and is now choosing to put it to now.
Oh no, I'm trying to like debunk it now.
Oh, okay.
Between us. I don't care what Jax is saying. I'm saying if this happened 3 years ago, you're telling me for 3 years, Jax didn't tell Tom or Peter, and Peter worked at SUR and like no one knew that Jax left Vegas to go take care of this over 3 years ago?
I believe Peter doesn't know, but I'm sure it happened 3 years ago too. And Tom and Tom know about it. But like you can't tell me this 3 years ago incident and the 4 month ago incident aren't the only ones. No, but that it's like I would not be shocked if this has happened multiple times to Jax. Because they go to Vegas all the time. It's really close, quick flight. I'm sure he sleeps with a lot of girls.
And who
knows what you do when you're drunk? I'm sure
he's trying to make this 3-year Vegas trip the most recent 4 month ago Vegas trip thing. But it could be because he goes to Vegas so often, like it could totally be different.
Could have happened multiple times.
He did say he didn't get a girl pregnant 4 months ago, but Stassi's saying 2 months ago.
Huh. I wonder how much distance was then in between when she found out in this Vegas trip then.
Yeah, because the original story from last episode was 2 months ago.
2 months, you're right.
And Stassi totally believes it. So maybe Jax is like, I haven't been to Vegas in 4 months? I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know what's happening. But that caught me weird. I was like, of course you didn't get a girl Vegas pregnant 4 months ago because it was 2 months ago. I just love a good scandal. Yeah, but Stassi basically, or Jax needs to tell Stassi his story, and this is the time. This is the only time he can do it. Huzzah.
Peter championing, I can't speak. Jax is like the best part of this episode.
Peter, I think,
Peter's out of the loop that I feel like he's just trying to be supportive. He's exactly what Katie and Kristen need to be, where it's like kind of supportive, but you're not.
Yeah.
He's not the strongest.
You do you. Like fucking whatever. I'll watch.
Yeah.
So we're going to go out in Vegas. It's time. Jack's staying in his hotel room. The rest of everyone's going in the limo. The boys don't know where they're going.
The stretch Hummer limo, classic 2000.
So Meredith, where are we going?
You know, we're obviously going to the Chippendale show. What else do you do in Vegas? You know, Tom Sandoval, not what he wants to do with his night. But you know what
I want to see. I'm excited.
They are troopers for putting up with this. Yeah, I think this is a great show of friendship.
They are in the front row, front and center.
Dead center.
It's almost as much fun to watch the dancers as it is to watch the boys at the show.
Oh, I did not need to see the dancers.
Oh,
because the guys are like all grouped together that they're like trying to get through this together.
Oh my God. It was so funny. So then there's like a lady next to Peter freaking out, right? This is at first, she's like dancing.
Middle-aged, living her best life at this show.
Is like, oh my fucking God. I can't believe I'm next to this person, right? So Stassi loves it. She thinks it's so funny to embarrass the guy. But then Peter says that he would never pay to see this because he can perform this himself or like he can perform it himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And he does a little like dance for us in his like confessional. But then the lady next to Peter also thinks he can do this because she thinks he's one of the dancers.
Which she like basically says like, you can't deny it. Like you look just like them. And I'm like,
I know you're in the audience for a reason.
I was like, and I think it's Tom Sandoval who was like, yeah, he definitely doesn't look like he's one of those dancers with that ponytail, those muscles, that button-down shirt.
And Peter's so mad. Like, this lady keeps yelling at him. She's like, I know you're a stripper. And he's like, I'm not a fucking stripper. Oh, my God. It's her birthday. I'm just here. And she's like.
I feel like it kind of started as a compliment, but I feel like the lady dug in so hard. And he was like, no, I'm seriously not one. Thank you for thinking I look good enough, but like, I'm not a stripper.
I know.
I'm a manager of a restaurant.
It's so funny. I love this scene. And then Stassi and Frank start making out because Stassi's probably turned on. I don't think you should make out at a Chippendale show. I think that's the opposite of what's supposed to happen here.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever. But okay, I wrote this down. I think that when you break up with someone, and you go out with your friends, the whole point is for you to make out with someone else. And that's what Stassi's doing. Just making out.
I think it's really early in the night to do this.
No, if you're on breakup duty, you just
saying.
get your friends some time. You just get
like,
in there.
Katie and Kristen's whole point is like our friend group's now weird and like the guys are clearly like friends. I just think it's too early in the night for this. If you were at a club, I get it. But this weird Chippendale show that everybody else is already uncomfortable, like,
okay, yeah.
I lay it on thick, the weirdness.
Yes, Chippendales is weird.
This situation's weird. The making out, really not that weird. I just think the scenario, the
Chippendales.
Not.
As some old lady yells at Peter.
Yeah, Peter's having the worst night.
Then we go back to Sir. I was like, you're only supposed to have 3 servers, but here's Jen because she couldn't go to Vegas. Remember, she had to work Saturday night.
Maybe at the time, because like maybe it was the like beginning of the shift though.
Whatever. So it's so busy. Lisa thinks she might have to start waiting a table.
This is insane. Laura Lee is shouting about all the things she needs for her tables that she obviously has too much going on. And then Lisa's shouting at Sheena about like what she needs to do. There's just like all these orders being barked at random ass people. And I was thinking, okay, but who's actually going to do this?
Yeah. But like Lisa says she's like happy with them. I guess it turns out well. It's going fine.
I think it's going as good as it could be going.
Yeah.
But
good for you guys. We're proud. Let's go back to Vegas. So we're going out. Cheers to we're in the limo getting ready to go out to dinner. Cheers to Princess Stassi. Stassi's drinking some water, if you didn't catch that.
Was it really?
Yeah, she like cheers with a Dasani water bottle.
Oh, I didn't know.
Everyone else had like a glass, but Stassi was like, cheers to Princess Stassi.
Maybe she was shit-faced at Chippendales.
Yeah, I think she was just drunk.
I guess.
Okay, so we go to a Moroccan restaurant. There's belly dancing. Everyone's having a good time. Stassi feels like her birthday's going really well. Katie and Schwartz briefly gossip about how awkward this is because Frank's there, but it's like, fine. You know, everyone's getting along. And then Peter is kind of nervous because he's like, I know Jax is coming. Right?
Mr. Advice Guy is handling Jax.
Yeah. Peter knows Jax is coming. He's like, maybe it's not a good idea. So he's like, I'm going to tell Jax to show up after dinner so that we can at least have a nice dinner.
Is a good idea. It's like, let's get most of the night out of the way. And then like, if we go to a club, like show up.
Yeah. And then Stassi gives a really nice cheer. She's like, I know that there's been issues, but I'm so incredibly thankful that you guys came here for me. And like, this is such a great birthday so far. I love you guys. Oh my God.
I loved this toast because I thought she addressed the awkwardness. Like she knows things are difficult, but she is so grateful that they showed up.
Yeah. So nice. And then someone else shows up in a chunky
out of the cab with the chunky sweater. Jax Taylor, ready.
He walks
to be a dick
through everyone. Well, the girls and Frank are shook.
No, ready? Now the party's here. Just storms in. I'm going to start saying that anytime I enter a room.
Now the party's here. And then
9 a.m. at coffee. Now the party's here.
Everyone at Starbucks is going to be like, what the fuck?
Like, excuse me, ma'am, can you keep the 6 feet distance?
So Jax walks in and he's like, happy birthday, Stassi. He goes around the whole table. He says, hi to everyone. And then, so you hear Kristen go, totally cordial. So nice. And immediately after Jax goes, Frank, suck my cock. And I was like, oh, yeah, totally cordial. So nice.
This was ridiculous. This is where I'm like, okay, did he actually think that would win Stassi back? Like every action, I think you would be trying so hard to win this girl back.
Frank,
but being like, Frank, suck my dick. Yeah, really isn't what's going to get her.
And then Stassi, it just cuts to Stassi's interview and she just goes, motherfucker. That's how I feel too. Like, it's just like,
oh yeah,
fuck you. And
these interviews are on point. I feel like we're actually getting their true reactions.
Yeah. Like right when he walked in really quick, Stassi left to do an interview and then like came back to go back to the situation. So Frank starts talking to Jax and he was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You weren't invited.
You were clearly uninvited.
He was like sticking up for Stassi. I think Stassi was in like shock. Like she was just like, what the actual fuck? So Frank is like, what the fuck, Jax? Like you're not supposed to be here. And then Kristen starts yelling at Frank like, Frank, shut the fuck up. Like, he's so fucking nice and you're blah, 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 right? And then Stassi, I paused this so many times to get everyone. I don't know what you did, but I got the whole effing fight. So then Stassi butts in and she just looks at Jax and goes, how dare you ruin your birthday like this?
She does. She says this, the way she says, how dare you is how she always says it. And I love it. How dare you ruin my birthday?
Yeah. So everyone still is like yelling, like Frank is yelling at Jax yelling at Frank, Kristen's yelling at Frank, Katie yells, everyone keep the peace. Frank, you started this. And I was like, what the fuck?
Which I was like, no.
We're not keeping any peace, Katie.
Listen, in theory, like the greater scheme of things, yeah, Frank technically, I guess, started this by going after the girl, whatever. Mm-hmm. But this night, everything was somewhat going fine at Chippendales and at this dinner. Like everything was very cordial until even when Jax walked in, everything was fine until he said, suck
Frank,
my dick.
Suck my cock.
Yeah.
So then Stassi comes out with her most famous quote. Would you like to do the honor?
Oh, it's my fucking birthday.
Everyone shut the fuck up. And everyone was like, right? So Stassi tells Jax that he was disinvited and he shouldn't have come here. And how dare he come here and attack Frank when Frank was a guest here? And Kristen then turns to Stassi and tells her to calm down. And then Tom Schwartz in the corner over there, little Tom Schwartz, goes, fuck you, Stassi.
Fuck you, bitch. No, he goes, fuck
no, first
you,
he goes, fuck you, Stassi. I'm telling you, I paused this so many times. And then Stassi goes, what? And he goes, you heard me, bitch. And it was like, oof.
This is what I think, like, people's defense of Jax is, like, a little too far. Because I think you can say this tomorrow, like, after this weekend, you can say all this stuff. But, like, you quickly realize that everybody's defending this group and by proxy Jax in this scenario. No one has Stassi's back because Frank kind of doesn't count because he gets – like, he's his own part of this drama. It's a drama between Stassi, Frank, and Jax that nobody truly has Stassi's back because Frank's defending himself in this own scenario too.
Which I think Frank should defend himself because he technically wasn't
invited. I agree.
And I think he's trying to
defending
defend
Stassi specifically.
Yeah, which I think is great because clearly no one's sticking up for Stassi in the situation. So then we get the fight. That again, this fight took me 20 minutes alone to get through. So,
Lord.
Are you ready? Stassi chucks her drink at Tom Schwartz. Just a full throw.
I loved it. It was like water, I think, though. So it's a little bit different.
I think it's like the essence of chucking the drink. So then Katie stands up and yells, Stassi, you're out of line. And then Schwartz,
which is insane,
goes over Stassi to like dump his drink on Stassi's
beer.
Head. His full beer on Stassi's head. Frank,
I'd be pissed.
Frank though pushes Schwartz away, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, before it got like, you know,
too much.
Whole beer, I guess. And then Katie pushes Stassi against a wall. Jax starts yelling at Frank, so Frank's attention turns from Schwartz to Jax. So then Schwartz dumps the rest of his beer on Stassi as Katie has her pinned against the wall. And Stassi's like trying to pull Katie's hair to get out of it. So then Jax and Frank continue to argue. And then Kristen, Stassi like gets away from the madness of Katie, starts arguing. Or so Kristen starts yelling at Stassi in like the background of Frank and Jax arguing. And then Frank threatens to break every bone in Jax's face. And Jax gets, boy angry where he's like, what the fuck, bro? I'm coming. What the fuck, bro? That thing. So he gets angry like that. And he's like, let's fight. Let's do this. And Peter holds him back because Peter's like, we're in a Moroccan restaurant. If we could like fucking please. And then I have no idea where Tom Sandoval is. And there was either a waiter or a producer in the background. I'm pretty sure a waiter wouldn't get involved, but like also it looked like they were like, you need to leave. So I don't know if it was waiter or producer. I couldn't tell.
I think producer, because I think with them like using this as a film location, I think Bravo starts to get liable. Like if things happen, it's like, fuck, we don't want to be involved. I'm sure the producer said like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Who would listen to a waiter?
That's true. I have no idea. Who would listen to it? I don't know. Do any waiters or waitresses, do people listen to you when they get in fights? Let us know.
Yeah, but you would listen to the producer if like, you got to, like, we got to separate this.
So Stassi is then yelling at Jax. And she's like, well, not yelling. She's very like, at this point, I think she's just so mad. She's kind of like,
I think she just has a very harsh tone and is like, seriously?
Well, she's like, Jax, you can't even make me upset. I'm like, you can't even do, like, I don't even fucking care kind of thing. And Jax is like, you said you loved me. And Stassi's like, yeah, I did.
This was so dumb.
Love you as a best friend. What the fuck? Where? What? Oh, so then Jax angrily gets he gets escorted out, but in the as Peter is walking him out, he throws a piece of furniture, and then
I saw that. I'm like, okay, this is
Peter grabs him and drags him out, and Tom Schwartz follows, right?
And they walk out to the parking lot a little bit, because that next we get Kristen screaming at Frank outside.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even know what we're screaming about.
I was like, okay, this is just getting so dumb.
Yeah. So now we're outside the restaurant, right in front of the restaurant door, and Frank and Sandoval are arguing. And all I thought was can you imagine trying to leave this restaurant and just being like, oh, there's cameras and two grown men in a fucking argument over not okay. That's all I thought, because they were right in front of the door.
Yeah.
So, the one person that Stassi didn't want to show up came and ruined something that was really important to her. He just fucking ruined it.
I mean, not shocking in the slightest.
So Kristen starts yelling at Frank about how he pulled that shit in a restaurant. How dare he pull that in a restaurant? And I was like...
Okay, I love how Kristen blames him for starting the shit when it's so clear that Jack started this. It's abundantly clear.
Yeah. But then... So Kristen's yelling. I can't. Kristen is so...
Well, Frank walks away, and then Frank's in between those cars, and he's like, I'll send you to the hospital. And Jack's for some reason, that sentence triggers him so much to start running.
He's foaming at the mouth. And when Frank...
and then Sandoval rips off his shirt.
Okay, you are just
It's...
Meredith, I paused this for a reason. I went through each scene so accordingly.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone just gets naked.
Too detailed.
Meredith.
It's just okay, this escalated really quickly. Everybody does have a shirt on.
Yeah, so I don't know when Sandoval got so mad, because I didn't see him at all during the fight.
I was thinking the same thing.
And the producers are really trying to break this up. They have Frank in one side and Jackson the other and Sandoval over here and whatever. And yeah, so then Frank says, I'll put you in the hospital. And that's when Sandoval fully takes off his shirt, and he's wearing these really beaded, decorated True Religion jeans that I thought of.
The biggest thing ever.
And he's like, hey Frank, come over, fight me, let's do it. And Frank doesn't, I think because a producer was we're gonna stop. So I think Frank was okay, whatever. Then we get a quick hit inside the restaurant, right? Stassi, Tom Schwartz are arguing about you spilled a beer on my head.
Yeah.
And Peter's just standing there. Peter's over it. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck happened. Tom Schwartz said he called Stassi a bitch because she instigated it. No.
Which is so dumb.
The
Stassi was like the last to ever chime in on this.
Yeah, 100%. So then we go back outside the restaurant, and Sandoval's still shirtless. And the producers are like, hey, we need to leave because the owner is going to call the cops on us.
Yeah.
And
which I'm shocked it didn't come up sooner.
Then, so Frank's getting escorted in the driveway, like he's leaving, and then Sandoval's being like put away by producers. Frank leaves, and he says, like, I swear to God, if I had gotten on Jax, I would have put him in the fucking hospital. And Jax gets away from producers, rips off his chunky sweater, and fucking charges.
It was too hot in Nevada to wear that chunky sweater any
longer. Real men fight with their shirts off. Because Frank then also rips his shirt off.
Yes, I was like, why? Why are we doing this?
It's like, oh, you would like to fight? Let me, strip.
Don't want to risk this chunky sweater that I love.
Oh my God. But he throws it on the ground. Like, if he was really great, he would have folded it and handed it to Katie or Kristen, who's watching all this. Like, I don't, you hear them like scream in the background, like, oh, but like no one's doing anything about it.
So dumb.
So nothing happens because one producer like stops Jax, and like the other one grabs Frank.
Okay,
and, like,
when people are holding Jax back, it doesn't look like they have to use much force.
No,
I'm saying.
I think his bark is bigger than his bite at this point.
I agree.
And I think Frank, honestly, I don't know how I feel about Frank at this point, but I think Frank was classy for like not really charging anyone. Like, and like not.
Yeah, just like throwing words.
Because Sandoval was first like, yo, I'll fight you. And then Jax was the one that charged at Frank. And I think Frank was just ready to be like, if you come at me, I'm gonna be ready,
Yeah.
So, producers stop everything. Frank gets into a taxi. The boys are still yelling at Frank through the taxi. I thought they might break a window, this poor taxi. The girls start yelling at Jax to stop. Everyone decides that they'll just leave, and they take Stassi's limo while she's still inside the restaurant, wiping off the beer with Peter that she soaked in. And that's how Stassi's birthday day one ends.
Yeah, I'd be pissed. And she says, like, I just gave this toast about my friends. And then Jax walks in, and they immediately take his side. Mm-hmm. And then they leave the restaurant with her limo without her. Like, what a horrible birthday.
Yeah, why the fuck are you leaving her there? Like, no one checks to see if Stassi's okay. And they're all in the limo, like, crying. Like, Katie's in tears. Kristen's pissed. Jax's head
they're,
is
like,
in
holding
his
Jax. Yeah. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Like, bro, this fucking sucks. That dude. This was so unclassy. Like, Peter is the only good friend that Stassi has. He's the only
Peter's
one.
Peter's a great friend because he has learned to be a good friend to Jax and Stassi in this moment. Like, he's supportive of Jax, like, wanting to come, but saying, like, hey, I think you should come after dinner.
Yeah.
Like, be respectful. And then it's like, when shit goes down with Stassi, like, he's there for her.
He's the only one that's like, Stassi, are you like, okay?
Yeah, because even if you did, like, think somebody did something wrong, like, you shouldn't have like, everybody shouldn't have beaten them. Like, they need someone too.
Yeah. So this is where I thought the episode ended. But then I was like, we have 20 more minutes.
We've learned that season 1 does not work that way.
So
we don't leave on cliffhangers.
We wake up. I assume that we're in the Tom's hotel room, but we could be in the girls' hotel room too. But it's basically Katie, Kristen, and their boyfriends.
They're all together.
Yeah, but I didn't know whose hotel. Oh, do you think that they like? Oh,
they got one, and all 4 are splitting it.
That makes more sense. Then why did Tom Sandoval check in? Oh, because Katie and Kristen had to wait for him. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, it was under his name.
I get it. So
they're so funny. They clearly need to split the hotel room, but by 4 to make it cheaper.
Got it. So everyone's super hungover. Kristen starts chugging down some vodka. which everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hair to the dog, girl. Hair to the dog.
So, they talk about how Jax was literally foaming at his mouth.
Yeah, and Schwartz is like, yeah, I know, I wiped some off of it.
Ew. And then he's leaving. He decided to leave Vegas, which, like, bless.
Smartest move this entire weekend.
And Katie seems confused as to why Stassi's pissed.
I agree. They talk about, like, this breakfast they need to go to, and that, like, Frank's, like, it was all such drama, and Frank started this, and it literally goes into a circle. They're every time.
I wonder why Stassi's pissed at us. And I'm like, because you fucking took her limo, besides everything else.
I was about to say, let's just say at the worst, like, all you did was take the limo, and you left her at her birthday dinner.
We, like, right there alone.
I wouldn't talk to you for 2 weeks.
So I wouldn't talk to you for 2 weeks. Quarantine yourself, because I'm over you.
I'm done.
So
get that bitchiness out of your system.
Sandoval apologizes for taking his shirt off. They joke around because they're like, you should have done a few push-ups before.
I know.
Like, yeah, Sandoval's not the type to me to, like, take off his shirt.
It's weird because, like, him and Jax seem so close that Sandoval feels the need to get involved in Jax's fights.
Yeah.
Which
is fine.
I think is an interesting bro move, but, like, the ripping, he was the first to rip off his shirt. It was just weird.
Yeah. So then we go to breakfast, right? They talked about this breakfast that Stassi had. We go to breakfast. It's Stassi, Peter, and the B-listers that drove all night to make it to Stassi.
Give them a nicer name. They're just the second wave.
Second stringers. They drove all night. Stassi is so happy to see other people. This was kind of smart, though. You get in a fight with your first friend, so you're like, I got other friends. I don't, like, need
I think she was like, wow, thank God they're the second wave. But also, like, if they would have been there the first night or, like, that night, I think they would have all taken the limo. Like, I feel like it would have worked out better for Stassi if they had been there the first night.
100%. So Stassi hasn't talked to anyone from last night. She wants absolutely nothing to do with Jax, it's good that he's leaving then.
Yep.
Frank is also leaving because he can't deal with the way that her friends are treating him. And Stassi gets it. She, like, she doesn't want to be around her friends either.
Yeah, I feel like since the new crew came, it's kind of weird that Frank is leaving now. Like, there's clearly a second wave.
I think he's probably just so annoyed that, like, that happened. And I'm sure, like, he just, like, can't believe that that's what happened. And the producers were probably like,
let's just
exit. Dude. And I'm sure Frank just was like, listen, Stassi, I'm not proud of how I acted. I don't want to get in another fight with your friends. And I think it'd just be better if I left.
I wonder if producers made both of them leave because you see Frank drive home and Jax has to get a flight.
Well, Frank drove. How's Stassi?
I know, but like home? because Stassi doesn't, or because Jax doesn't have a car there without the other guys, he like had to like fly home. Yeah. I wonder if the producers made them leave to make sure like none of this happens again.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even put it past them because this was such a mess. And they even were saying the owner is going to call the cops.
Yeah. Not what you want on your first season of a show.
I know. So, Stassi wants nothing to do with Kristen and Katie. But Kristen texts Stassi and is like, we need to talk at some point. And Stassi out loud is like, I think she told the second stringers what happened. And she's like, fuck no, we're not going to talk. So some bitch, I don't even know this blonde girl, right? She's like, you should have our waitress take a picture of us and send it to him. And Stassi's like,
Stassi loves it.
That's the best.
I love it. I love it, to be honest.
This girl, I don't know why Stassi has her as a second stringer, man. She's just as bitchy as Stassi.
100%.
So they take the picture and she sends it back to Kristen, and Kristen and Katie are pissed. They're like, oh my fucking God.
Well, it's funny because it's like, oh my God, like, oh, she's awake. Like, she texted back, and then it's a picture with all these other people.
They're just like, I love too that,
now like, you know how she feels.
Kristen had the picture, and she got up and like was like, Katie, oh my God, you have to see this. And Sandoval's like, what is it? And she's like, hang on, like Katie, see it first, like, because she knows Katie's the one that's gonna be pissed about it the most with her.
Mm-hmm. And Katie's sad. Like, this is what their 2 years of friendship has come to, which
this is where
I think it's crazy that she's shocked.
I like don't even know. So this is where I think I see Katie and Kristen's different personalities. Like Kristen's very like she gets pissed and she's like, what the fuck ever, and she'll like fight. But Katie just gets sad. She's just like, I don't know what to do.
But they also mention, I forget who mentions it, but Katie or Kristen mention like they're sad and like Stassi needs to realize what she's doing to this friend group. And that's solidified for me that their priority is this friend group, not their friend.
Yeah, 100%.
Like they're blaming her for breaking up the friend group.
Which is like not
because
fair.
Even Jackson and Stassi broke up before this rumor even started. Yeah. Like the friend group was already broken. It's just shattered now.
That to me is just like so like I cannot fathom being that bad a friend. So then we go to Lisa's house. Ken is just working. Lisa thinks he's like watching porn, but he's not. Don't worry. But Lisa has Pandy's wedding video, and they have to watch it right now because she just got it, and they're like so effing excited.
I love this.
So they take the dogs and they go to their home theater, and you know they have their dogs sit right.
Pandy walks down the stairs like
Lisa's close to tears. It's so cute. And then she gets a fucking phone call, and she's like, I'm not going to answer it. And Ken's like, you must answer it. It's like, no, Ken. We want to see Pandy's wedding video. But
Ken's like, I got a text from producers. You have to answer this.
Yeah. Hey, Rob from accounting, let me know that you need to answer this. You're ignoring all the other producers. So it's Katie. And Katie and Kristen basically tattle to Lisa what happened last night.
This was so dumb.
From their eyes. They don't mention that Jax came. They don't mention that, like...
It's all about Katie getting her hair pulled.
Yeah.
Not saying I pushed her against a wall and she was trying to get out of it. She pulled my hair. She's being so crazy.
Yeah, and Lisa's like, why is she crazy? And they're like, oh, well, Jax just like came, and Lisa's like, why the fuck? Oh, because they're like, Jax and Frank got in a fight, and Lisa's like, why did Jax go? What are we talking? What? He was uninvited. And then,
but then the best part is Katie I know I can't really ask this, but like I would kind of like prefer not to be scheduled with Stassi, and Lisa immediately shuts it down. That's just not doable. We already print like the schedules. We already put them out. Like, do not bring this back to the restaurant.
Okay, this move was hella bitchy of Katie.
Yeah.
This was awful. How dare you call your boss and like bring it to work? Because
if it happened at work, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But you were on a personal trip in Vegas.
Figure it out.
And to be honest, Stassi's closer to Lisa. It'd be a slightly different if Stassi called Lisa, like as a mother figure, like I'm having trouble with my friends, you know, like, and we work together. Like, how should I navigate this? But this is full on Katie tattling on Stassi and slightly requesting not to work with her.
Yeah. And Lisa is like, make sure whatever the fuck is happening, if I stay in Vegas, and if Jax and Frank can't get along, one of them will go, and just hangs up. She's like, bye. I'm watching Pandy's wedding video. Down the law. Get the fuck out of here.
I got a girl in white. I need to watch this.
So then we get our nice little like 2-minute clip in between commercials.
I love these every time.
We're going skinny dipping. There's a pool across the street. They've had enough tequila, the second stringers and Stassi. And they decide to go skinny dipping. And Stassi's boobs, man, when she jumps in, they're out of control.
She is tiny.
Oh my God. Did you hear, like, they're all in the pool, like, hugging each other because, I don't know, maybe they're cold. And someone's like, your toe just went up my vagina. And I was like, oh.
I was literally thinking that, like, getting that like that would just be so, like, what? How did that even happen?
I don't even know what's happening. It was so
This is why you don't skinny dip, I guess.
But then Jeremy has the towels, but he won't give Stassi one, so she like has to. She comes. Oh,
if you were Jen, would you be pissed?
I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? Get my friend a towel. Do that to me because you want to see me naked.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then that blonde bitch pushes everyone else in the pool. And Stassi's
with
like,
their towels. With their towels. I'd be pissed.
Poor Jen.
Which I guess we've already discussed. It's not really that cold because the chunky sweater wasn't needed.
I think it's cold though if you're wet and naked.
I guess.
Right? I don't know.
These are the problems you have when you go skinny dipping.
But it's okay because this was the best time ever.
Which it looked fun. I think this is the most enjoyable experience Stassi has had.
And honestly, you know when you get in a fight with your friends that like the rest of your stuff, even though you're trying to have fun, like it kind of dwells. I have to commend Stassi on being like, I'm not going to let it bother me because it's my birthday and I have other friends to hang out with. So I'm going to like. Yeah,
it looks like she's compartmentalizing very well. Yeah,
which I think is good for right now. Deal with it when you get back. It's just like not the time.
Yeah.
So, we're going out to Vanity tonight.
Heck yeah.
Club. Stassi's dress, I want it. I want everything about it. I loved it. So Stassi and the second stringers are at Vanity. And Kristen, Katie, and the Toms they talked about it. And they decided they were going to go to wish Stassi a happy birthday because they're in Vegas for Stassi's birthday.
Yep.
Do you think this was a good or bad idea?
I think the intent was good. The execution was bad.
I think they should have done this not at a club. Like they should have before, when Stassi's getting ready, they should have stopped by the room and been like, hey, can we work it out? Like I think this is the wrong time to do it.
See, that's what I'm saying. The execution was off. I think they should have just gone, sat there, literally not talked to her, but shown up and sat there.
Yeah. Or just been like, happy birthday.
Yeah. But Kristen pulls Stassi aside, hugs her, tells her happy birthday.
Are you not going to talk? We need to talk. Are you not going to talk to me?
And then Stassi says, I don't want to fight right now.
I don't want to talk. She literally is like, no.
I want to have a good time. And then she I love how she leaves, gets on that, it was either a table or a booth, and just starts dancing and looks like she's having the time of her life. And I was like, you get it, girl.
Kristen yells after her, you're my best friend and you're not going to talk to me? And Stassi's just like, I don't give a fuck. Because you know what?
And then Kristen turns around and is like, I'm done.
Jen and Jeremy and Danny and Blonde Bitch and Peter are all being good friends.
They're just ready to have a positive time. No screaming. Just put your arms in the air.
Good. It's Stassi's birthday. We're not. Woohoo. So, yeah, Kristen storms out. She's what the fuck ever. She's done because Stassi's a bitch.
Well, I love this. Then, of course, both couples go outside.
Yeah,
and they're just
they go outside and they just full on vent about how Stassi is a bitch and she has a bunch of freeloading assholes sucking her asshole.
I love that
fluff
phrase.
Friends. Which I get they might not be Stassi's best friends, but I think in this situation, they don't know the truth and it's Stassi's birthday. The only thing we can do is fucking
They're doing exactly what Stassi wants, and on your birthday,
it's fine.
Who cares?
Especially
she wants a good time.
We're on a trip. Yeah. We're not going to deal with it.
Yeah. I think avoidance is a great thing to do here. Yeah. Let's avoid the issue. Because in theory, the two issues for both parties have left. Jax and Frank.
And Kristen and Stassi and Katie are clearly never gonna agree on what's right. Yeah. So at this point, it's either you move on or you leave.
Well, we can also pause. Yeah, we can pause and deal with this later.
Yeah, just wait.
The person you hate isn't here anymore. The person I hate isn't here anymore. So let's just fist pump the night away.
So I love Sandoval, if you caught it in the background when Kristen is yelling about all this stuff. And Sandoval's like, well, what did you expect from her? I'm like, oh, I guess.
True.
But yeah, honestly, what did you expect from Stassi? She just wants people right now who are going to make her feel good and fun.
Why are we trying to talk at the club?
Yeah.
We talked about this last episode. You're screaming in each other's ears. Not a place to chit-chat.
Mm-hmm. So Stassi comes out. This is one of my favorite. This just shows how stupid guys are sometimes. She comes out and she's like, hey, can I talk to the both of you? Kristen and Katie, can I talk to you guys? And Sandoval just sits there.
Well, the girls are like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sandoval's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's like, so I can talk to you guys. And everyone like nods and they're like, yep.
And she's like looking at Sandoval like, so I can talk to them. And he's like,
Kristen looks at him and goes, that means she wants you to get up and walk away. And he's like, oh, okay. Okay. And he like leaves. I was like, boys are so stupid. But it's fine. So Stassi's pissed.
Well, yeah, because she says that they claim to be her best friends, but they're the ones making her most depressed about this breakup, which 100% valid. Who cares about the right and wrong anymore?
Yeah, and she said,
you're making your friend feel like shit.
She says that they won't believe her about Jax, and she's just like, who are you two? And then Katie's like, who are you? And I was like, what the fuck? Basically, Stassi's telling them she's with people who makes her happy. She's having a good time. This is her birthday. She doesn't want to deal with any of this shit. And Katie's just saying that she's hanging out with people that blow smoke up her ass.
Which is true, but who cares?
Stassi's like, they listen. They just listen to me. Like that's
yeah, they don't know anything about this rumor. They just listen to me when I talk.
Yeah. And then they're like so mad. And Stassi like starts to walk back in and they like are like, are you fucking kidding, Stassi? She goes, you're at my birthday party. You don't have to be here if you don't like me. And I was like,
yeah. And she says, it's my birthday. What I say goes.
Yeah.
Which 100%. I 100% agree.
Especially if it's like a Vegas, like we went somewhere for my birthday and you chose to still come. If you were just going to be a bitch the whole time, then don't come.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'd rather you chit chat into each other's ears about how you hate Frank and this is so dumb, this is so awkward, than make a deal out of it.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, bitch to each other, but let me at least enjoy it.
Yeah, just wait. And if Frank's gone and Jax is gone, I don't like see the issue.
I don't understand how this can, like, how they make such a big deal out of this. Because I think when Kristen tried to talk to Stassi and Stassi said, you know, like, I don't want to fight. I want to have fun. That's when she should have been like, okay, we'll talk tomorrow or when we're back in LA.
Yeah, 100%. Or Stassi needs a ride home now, which like maybe that's not the best time to talk because it's
she's going home with the second stringers. That's Come true. On.
Jen and Jeremy are giving her a ride home.
She would rather pay for a last minute flight home than drive home with those
a whole cab on the way home. But it ends with Stassi having a great, fun birthday with the second stringers and Katie crying as Kristen rubs her shoulders.
Which I think it's unreal how Katie is the one sobbing.
Who are you? That was her like 3 words she had in that whole fight.
I loved that.
Well, next time on Vanderpump Rules, we get Sheena singing live. What?
Ooh, we get a performance.
We find out that Jax told Stassi that he's going to find a friend of Stassi's to fuck, which is just.
Listen, for good TV, I kind of like this anger.
We get Jax and Laura Lee and like maybe a weird kiss at the bar.
Yeah, it looks like she's like moving her face, like looking, and he just like kisses her.
Yeah. Jax now has had the best sex of his life. And Lisa's pissed that everyone's sleeping together. It looks like there's a fight happening. And
it looks like a whole team meeting.
Yeah. And Stassi cries into Sheena's shoulder.
Yeah, she's like, we weren't really friends before.
Ooh. What is gonna happen? I'm so excited. If you want to know our thoughts on this episode and what happened with some spoilers, be sure to join our Patreon. I'm so excited.
And get the post show.
Yeah.
Me too.
Patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Love it. But I think that's it. Okay, like, do you think that they're going to go back to Vegas and talk about things?
Go back to Vegas?
Or no, go back to LA, sorry.
Oh, I was like, they're in Vegas. I think they're leaving. I don't think we're getting the drive home. No, I think Stassi's going to avoid it for a little bit.
She's just going to be so mad.
Yeah, I think she found her. She's really, I think, going to stick with her second stringers.
I would. If I was Stassi at this point, I'm like, fuck you guys.
Because here's the thing. It's not like just this weekend happened. Like, there's a lot that's been leading up to it where she's like, you guys suck as friends. You won't even listen to me. Like, you can listen and disagree in some ways, but you won't even listen to me and feel my pain. I would rather have a good time with these people who have no clue what the fuck's going on.
I think that last scene where Stassi basically, like, I think she was very calm and she's like, listen, I came here for my birthday. If you guys didn't want to come, like, fine, but you two are trying to be my best friends, and like, you two are the ones making me the most upset. Like straight up. But I thought it was so calm and like level-headed. She couldn't have been drunk.
Because I think like she obviously saw how the previous night went, that it's like sometimes you realize screaming will get you nowhere, and the calmer you talk, in a way I've learned the more angry other people get, but like they have to actually take you seriously if you don't freak out.
Yeah.
The minute you start screaming is when people are like, well, you're just being aggressive. Like,
Stop yelling.
Yeah.
Well, I thought this was great. This is one of my favorite episodes. It never not will be. It will never not be. It will always be.
It will never not. Yeah, I don't know.
It will always be. I love it.
Well, are you ready to accept it and blocked?
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta write it down for us so I don't have to go through every episode of the podcast at the end of the season again.
Do you want to do accepted or blocked first?
Doesn't matter. I have both ready. What do you want to do?
Let's do accepted, because I feel like we need some like positivity.
Okay. Are we gonna accept the same person?
I hope not. So you go first.
I'm gonna accept Stassi.
Oh, interesting. We're not accepting the same person.
We're not. I accepted her last week, and I'm going to accept her again. I think the way she handled herself was great. I think she was totally blindsided when Jax came in. Well, first, let's start. I think she was great at trying to put an olive branch out to Kristen and Katie, and she accepted their apology and was like, let's just celebrate my birthday. She, gets blindsided by Jax. She still kind of handles herself just like, how dare you come here on my birthday? She didn't yell. She didn't scream. She was just pissed. And then she fucking got left there covered in beer. The next day, she's like completely just going to move past it. She has new friends she can hang out with. She does that. Her old friends come trying to ruin her time. And she goes out there with the most level head. And she's like, listen up, bitches. It's my birthday. You don't have to be here if you don't like me.
Yeah.
Damn. So I'm with
Preach it.
Okay, who would you accept?
I'm accepting Peter.
Oh,
because
I love Peter.
Like I said, he was a kick-ass friend to everybody all around.
Yeah.
Every moment somebody needed somebody, he was there for them.
Yeah.
But he was also the only person who started the weekend and ended the weekend and was doing everything Stassi did.
Yeah. Oh,
he was with her when she was abandoned. He went through Chippendales.
He's an A-list.
Went to dinner.
He's an A-list
he stuck with her when they stole her limo. He was at breakfast and then went to the club with them. Like, he was doing it all. And he was the one who showed up like a normal person should for her birthday.
Oh, that's a good one. I love Peter. Big Peter fan.
I know. I was kind of shocked. That's why I thought we were going to accept the same person.
I think I'm just so annoyed that Stassi's friends are so bad.
Yeah. But that seems like a consolation prize. Like, she got it because her friends are shit.
That's true. She got Peter. All right. You block first.
Ooh, this one was interesting.
I know. I keep going back and forth on a few. But I think I got mine.
I am going a duo of Katie and Kristen because they're like the worst. Not only, I can get past the disagreeing with her, but when you blame her for breaking up the friend group, when you push her against a wall, when you tattle on to the boss, like, there's just so many levels of like, okay, I could probably do one of these, but every 10 minutes you add a whole nother layer to like just being a shitty ass human being, let alone a shitty ass friend.
Yes. And for all those reasons, I'm also gonna duo Katie and Kristen.
Yeah.
Fuck
just
that.
Because listen, I think the guys kind of get a pass in a way because like they're back in their friend Jax, like,
which is what they should
road tripping with him.
They should be doing
road tripping, like, we're gonna get your girl back, but like
They should. They should be having Jax's back. The girls should not. If Stassi is your friend.
Even the guys aren't like, you broke up the friend group. They're not saying like petty shit like that. They're just backing their friend. Mm-hmm. Whereas the girls you can back your friend and kind of disagree. Because I'm sure like the guys were like even Peter was like, not the right time, but like we'll find a time when you can show up and do this. Like
after dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kate and Kristen fucking suck. My God. I hope they get better. Jesus Christ. These two are just a nightmare.
I just it's weird because I feel like we have three main people, I would say, in this show, and it's Jax, Stassi, and Sheena, and everybody else seems like background characters. Yeah. That we're kind of losing Jax because Stassi and Jax broke up, that I'm not, like, excited about anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about Sheena, and I really hope things work out for Stassi and, like, things get better for her. But besides that, it's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Like, I want to see Sheena's live performance. It seems like she's going to finally be a main player because we've lost her these last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm so into the Stassi drama that I just, like, I need this to be resolved, or I need Stassi to, like, dump these horrible friends.
Yeah, I'm over it. It's literally like a cycle. It's like the same dumb comments over and over that I kind of hope just Stassi moves on with these B-listers.
Agreed. I think they were great friends. B-listers and Peter.
We need like a little bit of happiness because even like Sheena didn't give us happiness because she was pissed that she had to work on Shay's birthday.
She was stressed. There were only 3 servers and Laura Lee's fucking annoying.
Yeah, none of this was good. The best part of it was Pandora walking down the stairs in her wedding dress.
The best part of it was Shay wanting the most Sheena. Positive moment. And Sheena saying, "You had me this morning."
With her little long, weird earrings.
I loved it. The bigger the hoop. Well, no, they weren't hoops. But the bigger the hoop, the bigger
really
the
long
hoop.
Tassels.
I loved it.
Chain links.
Well, we're about to do the post show, so if you want the post show, you should join our Patreon that I already mentioned, but you should do it again.
Yeah, just come join us as we bitch about these people.
But this is a good episode. Yay!
Season 1, we're trucking away. Right. Until next time.
TTYL.